10 of the most dangerous scuba diving locations in the world. Scuba diving is a method of diving underwater where the diver relies on the self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, scuba, for oxygen supply, unlike other methods where there is a dependence on surface supply for oxygen. It is an acclaimed recreational activity and it gives professional divers range extension and an increase in time spent underwater. There are multiple locations in the world that are ideal for scuba diving. But in this video, we will be covering those spots that are considered challenging and dangerous. The list of 10 most dangerous scuba diving locations in the world to experience. Welcome to our YouTube channel, The Great Top 10, with another interesting video, 10 most dangerous scuba diving locations in the world. Before we dive into the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so you will never miss any of our future interesting videos. So, let's get started. Starting with number 10, Rummu Quarry, Estonia. When the ruins of a prison drown in a quarry lake, it turns into a beautiful spot for divers to engage in some recreational diving and consequently explore some underwater ruins. Here we introduce Rummu Quarry in Estonia. Even though the quarry is not deep, the lake bed contains chunks of thick concrete and fragments of tree branches that could possibly kill anyone who attempts to dive into the quarry without caution. Professional divers have time and again caution the general public and tourists from diving. There have been few reports of people sustaining injuries after attempting jump diving, and there has also been an instance of a man drowning in the quarry. Number 9. Eagle's Nest, USA. Eagle's Nest has the notoriety of taking the lives of celebrated and professional divers who attempt to explore its underwater beauty. Medical problems and lack of visibility due to sediments and the cave inherently being dark has mostly been attributed as the reason for the accidents that have taken place. Sinkholes like these do not discriminate between a professional diver and a novice. At such a depth, the response time that is available during a catastrophe is extremely slim, and that usually results in severe medical conditions that could eventually lead to death. That being said about the Eagle's Nest, it also has some interesting life in the form of crayfish that are completely adapted to the nutrition-sparse environment and has life expectancy of 200 years. All this along with the unmatched beauty of the caves is what lures most people to explore the Eagle's Nest. Number 8. Dean's Blue Hole, the Bahamas. Situated in the Bahamas, the Dean's Blue Hole is the second deepest blue hole in the world. It has a depth of 663 feet. The fact that it is so deep, which makes even a professional diver attempting to dive to push the panic button. At the surface, it has a dimension of 35 meters and it gradually widens to 100 meters at 66 feet. Nicholas Mevoli, an American free diver, died in the Dean's Blue Hole when he was attempting to set an American record during the vertical blue competition. Mevoli's plan was to attain a depth of 315 feet, but he had to return because of barotrauma and eventually succumbing to it. Here comes the number 7, the Great Blue Hole, Belize. Belize, a country located in the eastern coastal of Central America, is famous for being home to one of the World Heritage Sites, Belize Barrier Reef Reserve System. 10 most amazing places on Earth according to a list that was compiled by Discovery Channel in 2012. The opportunity of witnessing such an amazing place comes at a price. You need to be a professional diver as it is a dark dive, and only an experienced diver would be able to negotiate through the cave and witness the stalactites. As with any dive that involves depth greater than 100 feet, nitrogen narcosis is one of the primary reasons for numerous accidents. Definitely not for novice divers. Number 6. Jacob's Well, USA. This is a spring that is located in the northwest of Wimberley, Texas. There are primarily two passages that are usually explored by divers. One passageway that has a depth of 4,500 feet and the other that measures up to 1,000 feet. The well is estimated to have taken the lives of close to 8 people. There are in total 4 caves and 3 out of the 4 have been heavily explored by expert cave divers. The fourth chamber is extremely constricted and it requires the diver to remove the safety apparatus to penetrate it. An expert member team from the Jacob's Well Exploration Project (JWEP) consistently explore and map the place that help authorities in actively studying the site and aid research efforts. Number 5. Cocos Island, Costa Rica. The Cocos Island is a UNESCO-designated World Heritage Site situated off the shore of Costa Rica. It is a must-do dive location according to expert divers. The diversity of fish species, especially the presence of hammerhead sharks. There have been consistent reports about it being a big ecosystem for pelagic fish species and other large animals. This is also the primary reason as to why it could also be a dangerous dive location, as multiple encounters with different species is bound to happen. The fish species present here are extremely majestic, but they also come with a ferocious appetite that could also take a diver's life. Number 4. The Shaft, Australia. Located in the southern city of Mount Gambier in South Australia, to give some perspective on the site, the hole in the surface is so small that the diver cannot enter the passage along with the diving equipment. The apparatus and the diver need to be lowered separately. This exotic dive location is considered the darkest and deepest sinkhole in the region. It is sometimes referred to as the bottomless chamber by many expert divers. Before the Cave Divers Association was formed and regulations were put in place, the site had claimed the lives of close to 15 to 17 divers. It has seen only 5 fatalities in the last 40 years after the association. A portion of the area is owned privately. The owners are more interested in just using the water for irrigating their farmlands, but they have been extremely welcoming to expert and professional divers. The water conditions and the texture of the bedrock gives the location its out-of-the-world experience for cave divers. Number 3. Devil's Den Cave, USA. The privately owned facility for scuba diving and training, situated near Williston, Florida, has a total depth of 54 feet with a surface diameter of 120 feet. This water body inside a dry cave has not just been a spot for diving, but it is home to many fossils from the Pleistocene era. One of the reasons why it is considered an extremely dangerous spot for diving is because the opening of the surface is a very small solution hole. It makes it extremely difficult for visitors to reach the surface. The opening was widened for ease of access, but it is still explored by only professional snorkelers and divers. In 2013, the Huffington Post did a piece on the fatality level that occurred here but wasn't able to throw a light on what possibly went wrong with the diver that caused his death. Here comes the number 2, Blue Hole, Egypt. Unequivocally, the Blue Hole is the most dangerous diving location in the world. It is situated in the southern portion of Sinai Peninsula in Egypt. It is considered to be an ecosystem that consists of flora and fauna of differing diversity, especially an abundance of reef fish and corals. Accessibility of depth from the shore is what makes it an extremely alluring spot for diving enthusiasts and adrenaline junkies. It has claimed the lives of 200 divers and giving it the notoriety of being a sinkhole that has the capacity to drown anyone who attempts to explore it beyond a certain depth. Nitrogen narcosis, the anesthetic effects of nitrogen under high pressure that causes hallucinations and poor judgments, are considered to be the primary reason for the Blue Hole claiming so many lives. Here comes most awaited, the number 1, Dragon Hole, South China Sea. Dragon Hole is an underwater sinkhole that has the record of being the deepest in the world. It is located in the South China Sea and has a depth of 987 feet. According to a myth, the Dragon Hole is known as the Eye of the South China Sea, where Sun Wukong, the mythical monkey king from the Journey to the West, managed to get hold of the famous golden cuttle. The depth poses a lot of logistical complications for divers to reach the bottom of this blue hole. So that suffices as an explanation as to why it could possibly result in harakiri for anyone attempting to dive it without Herculean willpower and practice. So that's it with the top 10 most dangerous scuba diving locations in the world. The data was searched and researched by the great top 10. If you like today's video, please share it with your friends and family. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then do subscribe and don't forget to hit the red button to be the first to receive the latest videos. See you in the next video.